What's up YouTube? It's me 360 Wave Process Rashad, and today I'm going to discuss my DNA results. Now there's a few corporations out there and I've sent my DNA off to 3 different ones. Leave a comment telling me if you would or would not take a DNA test to discover your genetic makeup. Let's get into the video. For those people who are like, you sent your DNA off to some lab? Come on, man. If a laboratory or the government really wanted your DNA, they could get that from you, man. So whether they swab you with your knowledge or not, if it was that serious. So calm down on that. Before taking the DNA test, now I've always known that I'm African. My roots trace back to Africa. I've always known that. Here are some pamphlets that came with the kits that I got from the corporation. Now, African Ancestry gave me this little pamphlet right here. It says knowledge is power. And it's so exciting to like get the kit, and then it's really suspenseful when you're waiting on the information. But I got the information now, right now, all right? And if you do want to get a kit, I have a link in the description. And this video is not sponsored. I didn't know this was gonna happen, but when I sent my DNA into the 3rd company to get their analysis so I could compare it to the 1st company that does the percentages of the lineage, I discovered that I share paternal ancestry with Pharaoh Ramesses III. Now, was that a shock? Kinda. I didn't expect that result, but when they got the mummy from the tomb, they did a DNA analysis on the mummy of Ramesses III, also his son, and that's how they determined his haplogroup. And it turns out my DNA traces back to ancient Kemet. Now, there's a difference between Kemet and Egypt. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. There was a whole thing on the internet with Kevin Hart and the people that stay in Egypt today. Now, you know, I really believe and know that those people came down from the countries above Africa and just kind of invaded the land and overpopulated it, and now they're situated there. They don't really share the DNA with the ancient people of those lands. But yeah, those people got into it with Kevin Hart talking about this, that, and the third, and calling black people, which is just a color, they not really from this and that. But you know, you can't argue with facts and science. We're gonna go ahead and read the letter that I got from AfricanAncestry.com. Now, I went ahead and got tested by 3 different companies, and I think I'm going to combine all of the results in this one video so you can compare. I do recommend African Ancestry, and let's start off by reading the paternal lineage test. I'm viewing the letter, and African Ancestry is an African American owned DNA corporation that traces and specializes in African ancestry, given their name African Ancestry. And I'll start off with this. It says, Dear 3WP Rashad, it was a great pleasure that I report our my bad. Let me start from the top. It is with great pleasure that I report our Patry clan test analysis has successfully identified your paternal genetic ancestry. By analyzing your Y chromosome DNA, we have determined that you share paternal genetic ancestry with Akele people in Gabon today. Below is a copy of your Y chromosome polymorphism used in the analysis. You have inherited this segment of your DNA through your father, and it has been passed on consistently from father and son over the last 500 to 2,000 years. Our scientists compared your Y chromosome polymorphism to those from people around the world and found that a 100% match from the Akele people in Gabon today. Your sequence similarity score of 100% reflects our confidence in the accuracy of your match. Moreover, everyone in your family that descends from your paternal grandfather and his brothers share your Akele ancestry. Thank you for choosing African Ancestry. Sincerely, Gina Page, President. All right, and so that's what I've got from my Y chromosome, from my father's side. Now, I do not know much about Gabon, but I do know that it is in West Africa. Now let's move on to the maternal results. All right, so this one says, Dear 3WP Rashad, it is with great pleasure that I report your Matri clan test results. We have determined that you share maternal genetic ancestry with Blanta people in Guinea-Bissau. Today, we compared parts of your maternally inherited DNA from your mitochondrial DNA to that of people from around the world to look for matches using the largest set of African maternal, which is mitochondrial DNA samples available today. So this company has the largest database of samples. That means statistically that their analysis are going to be more accurate, and their confidence ranges are going to be way more better than another corporation that has less samples. That's basic statistics. We found identical 100% matches of your maternal DNA of Blanta people. This means that some point in the 500 to 2,000 year history of your maternal lineage, mother to mother to mother, there was a Blanta woman. Our analysis encompasses hypervariable regions 1, 2, and 3 of your mitochondrial DNA. Out of 3 billion parts of your DNA, the variants below are unique to your maternal lineage and indicate DNA sequence patterns that you share with some Blanta. The combination of HVR variants determines your membership in haplogroup L3E2A. Your statistical confidence measure or sequence similarity score is 100%. Everyone in your entire maternal lineage from past into the future shares ancestry with these groups. So we encourage you to share this information with everyone on your mother's side of the family, including your siblings, children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, your mother, her sisters, brothers, and your grandmother. And so, yep, sincerely, Gina Page, the president. That is from my mother's side. It says Guinea-Bissau. Now that is in West Africa. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know this is what this corporation research allowed me to learn about my DNA. And I know a lot of y'all seen about the corporations that do the percentages, and I have taken the time to do those too. And we're gonna go ahead and address those. If we go ahead and take a look at the map, we can see that Gabon is in West Africa, just south of Cameroon, which is just south of Nigeria. And if we also take a look at the map, we'll see that Guinea-Bissau is in Northwest Africa. So my mother's lineage traces to Guinea-Bissau, which is in Northwest Africa, and my father's DNA traces to Gabon. I trust AfricanAncestry.com over the other non-African American owned companies, point blank period. All right. But yeah, just keep in mind, the borders of the countries of Africa are imaginary, drawn up lines. Now let's move along to the next corporation. Now I'm going to show you the percentage-based analysis results. We'll start with 23andMe. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into this ancestry report. And here we have it. It says that I am 74.5% African, sub-Saharan African, to be specific, as if there's a difference. All right. Well, yeah, what I believe is that, North Africa got invaded by the people who have countries above Africa. They really kind of just overpopulated North Africa, and that's why those people don't really identify as African because they deep down inside they know they're not truly African, but they just invaded it. But anyways, let's talk about it. It says I am 38.3% Nigerian. The borders are imaginary, so we're not even going to compare them. It says that I am 12.6% Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leone. And they group those together because there's probably very minute differences in the ethnic makeup of those people. It says of my people. You know what I'm talking about? All right, so Senegambian and Guinean. It says I am 8.3%. Broadly West African, 6.2%. Congolese and Southern East African, which is 6.4%. Angolan and Congolese, 5.6%. Southern East African, 0.3%. Broadly Congolese and Southern East African, 0.5%. Broadly Sub-Saharan African, 1.4%. Now, also it says that I'm 0.5% East Asian. And yeah, that's pretty much it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and leave out a whole nother ethnic group because I'm not proud of that ethnic makeup, because those people have like done some things on this planet and they just refuse to even kind of acknowledge it. And so let's not even talk about that right now. We're gonna go ahead into Ancestry results. It says on the genetic test that it varies, you know, there's confidence intervals. Ancestry.com says that I'm 32% Nigerian compared to 23andMe that says I'm 38.3% Nigerian. It's not too much of a thing. They have a confidence interval. If you know statistics, and you know what I mean, I'm not gonna try to explain the statistical analysis and data points to y'all and variances, all right? Cameroonian, 15%. Congo and Western Bantu people. Ivory Coast and Ghana, 11%. Benin and Togo, 8%. Mali, 1%. Eastern Bantu peoples, 1%. Southern Bantu peoples, 1%. Cohesion, aka Mbuti peoples, 1%. The statistics state that African Americans are roughly, surprisingly, about 20%. I can't even finish this sentence. Come on, the atrocities and the crimes against humankind that, yeah, but we're moving into the future. We're talking about reparations. So, you know what I'm saying? When wrongs are made right, then people get credibility, and then we could talk later. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. I'm not surprised to see that I have a large Nigerian DNA ancestral lineage because, like, it only makes sense. I had a couple Nigerian girlfriends during my days, and I just find Nigerian women, I could just spot Nigerian women like that, you know what I'm saying? When I used to party a lot and I see a girl that kind of look Nigerian, and I say, "You Nigerian?" And it's like 9 times out of 10 I was correct. I could go as far to say 10 times out of 10 I was correct. I just get people's like country that they identify with when they're from Africa. I tend to get it correct. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're Nigerian or from Cameroon, I don't know. I just got some type of accuracy with my, you know what I'm saying, with my guesses. Let's talk about something, man. Let's talk about Black Panther. Now, if we talk about Black Panther #1, we see how the American, which is MBJ, Michael B. Jordan, is portrayed as he come into Africa and he angry, kinda, and he want his seat at the table, and he willing to destroy anything in his way to get it. Now, I kind of look at that and I think, okay, let's just say somebody growing up in Africa kind of see that, okay, Black Americans might be that way. Now, let's go to Black Panther #2. Now, I went to Mexico, right? I went to Cancun before Black Panther #2 came out. And you know what I'm saying? I got into a little bit of trouble over there, man. Now, I really didn't do much to deserve the trouble that I got into, but along the course, I had to learn some things. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out of a dirty little small Mexican jail. And some things were going on over there. Now, I gotta watch what I say, cause you know what I'm saying? Let's just say one hotel could be haunted, allegedly, all right? And some things were going on over there. And then I did some research when I got back home, and I did a little bit of research while I was over there. I ended up coming back without none of my phones. The cops stole my phones, my cell phones. At the end of by the end of the trip, they stole my cell phones. And, but when I got back, I did the research. I'm looking, I had to freaking find the consulate. I had to go try to tell them like, damn, I don't got my passport. I need to get back home to the United States of America. And I'm looking up stuff. I realized I'm in a place and it's like a street called Cuckoo Clan. That remind me of Ku Klux Klan. That remind me of the KKK somehow. But then also, y'all know how the Spaniards kind of conquered the Mexicans or whatever, something like that. And that's why they speak Spanish when they're not from Spain. There's a little part over there where you see the Spanish, which is Moorish architecture. Anyways, long story short, stuff going on. And now Black Panther 2 want to have Cuckoo Clan in the movie. Come on, all right. I just find it really interesting how a year before Black Panther 2 came out, you know, I was on the Yucatan Peninsula, and the things that I experienced there, natural and supernatural things. It's real ironic that Black Panther 2 start featuring their God that they worship over there. And you know what I'm saying? I might know their God. I might know him. And it's just real interesting that they got the dude in Black Panther 2. You know what I'm saying? The feather-headed serpent. Interesting. I want to close out the video just saying, I suggest people travel because you could learn a lot spiritually, emotionally, and whatever other ways from traveling. Like certain things occur when you travel, when you are at a certain level. And so definitely make sure you get a chance to travel. I don't know if you travel by yourself. Mostly it happens when you by yourself, solo travels. Because when you travel with other people for fun and all of that, if y'all journeys aren't aligned, then you know certain things you probably won't experience. So that's why solo travelers get, I don't know, they get some type of reputation. People are like, they admire and stuff. It could be dangerous to travel too, man, because just imagine being trapped in a foreign country and you can't really exit. Come on, and you could kind of barely speak the language like that. It's difficult. That's why, you know, if anybody traveling out there, I gotta make sure people that travel with me are like self-sufficient, man, because it's the worst of times and the best of times. And we're gonna call it a day for this video. Boost the like button, subscribe, share the video. I'd appreciate that. And I'll see y'all next time. I wanna ask a few questions. Do you think that telekinesis is a real thing? I might have heard some things when I was in Mexico, when I walked into a certain building or a certain area. Let's talk about the ruins. Let's talk about the cenotes, you know what I'm saying? So I might know some things. Can't talk about that.